Yo, 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 yo. We are the ill-advised wise guys. It's your boy Uchay. I got my boy
QDeezy for Sheezy. It's way too easy. AKA the Widows Peak Bandit, AKA Michael Gordon, AKA Daddy Long Legs. You know what it is, you know what it was, you know what it is again. What's up, guys? It's freestyles. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I love freestyling.
Yeah, man. Hey, if you love freestyling so much, how come you didn't end up on that Donda album that just dropped? Because I feel like there was a lot of people on there giving their best versions of freestyles. You know, like just like the best version that they could possibly do.
I am. I'm on select versions of Donda. You know, if you go to YouTube and type Donda and you see the Donda links with the most dislikes, it's because I posted a video and called it Donda. I am on Donda.
Check this out. I'm on Donda as well. I'm just on part 3 of Jail. You know, the one that's like grayed out on Spotify that you can't actually play.
There's you know what? It's
man.
You and the baby were grayed out. So because the baby's supposed to be on it, right?
I don't know. Is that the reason why? Listen, man. Bro,
Kanye tweeted out. He said that the baby's manager didn't let him release it.
Oh boy.
Could you imagine the baby and Jay-Z on the same song? My God.
No, I can't. But that shit might be tight.
It would have been trouble galore.
Yes, sir. Ratchetness and righteousness like on the same song. But this is wait. Hey, don't just say amen because it's Sunday, man. Like,
hey, I'm saved. I'm a born again Christian.
Since when have you been in with God? Don't just be pulling up the amens, bro. Christian. Come on now. We're not doing that. Listen,
Donda saved me.
For you guys, edification. You know, because I like throwing that word out. You feel me?
Oh,
we are actually recording this episode later than I would say, normally do, and we were humbled and blessed to get gifted with the Donda KanyeWest album. So listen, we're about to give you guys a hell of a breakdown on Donda, KanyeWest new album. Please excuse my raspy voice. This is episode 107. I did too much partying this weekend, guys. You know, my voice. You know,
I woke up with
bear with me.
I woke up with a crazy ass hangover. I woke up with one of those hangovers that, like, you know, you just stay on the bed watching random TV. Nothing tasted good. I even took Tylenol. I was like, yo, man, my head is thumping. I got to take some Tylenol. And, I didn't get to civilization till about 3 p.m.
Brother, you take Tylenol? You take medicine? Who does that?
Don't. Listen,
who does that,
I'm on my Big Sean. I don't even take flu shots. No, I'm just joking. Hey, take your flu shots.
Yo, you an anti-vaxxer for flus?
Take your. I quote Big Sean. I don't take medicine often. I'm glad that you noticed that observation.
Brother,
I was hurting that bad. I actually took me a tablet, a Tylenol tablet.
You are like probably the worst of the anti-vaxxer community, because I never heard anybody say I don't want to take the polio anti-vaccine. Like, I've never heard, like, you might be the first person to be like, yo, listen, man, that chicken pox, man, get that vaccine out of my blood, yo. Like, I can solve this with green tomatoes.
I got my tetanus shot. You know, it's funny. I don't want to flex on anybody. Please don't. I'm not saying this to flex on anybody, but one day I was cleaning my jacuzzi.
Oh boy!
In my backyard, I was cleaning my jacuzzi, and I saw rust, and I had an open wound on my finger, and I was like, "Yo, I just touched rust." And I looked it up and said, "Yo, what happens when you touch rust with an open wound on your finger?" And it said, "You get tetanus." Tetanus? Do you get tetanus? I was like, thank God I got my tetanus shot, because I just touched some rust on an open wound. I don't know if that I need to stop Googling medical stuff, because they tell you all kinds of things. They're like, you can either get tetanus or you can get chicken pox from touching rust.
Yeah, man. I hope you're doing all right, man, because rust is a bad thing. There's never a good situation why rust should occur. Anytime rust exists, there's a problem, okay? But
It's mismanagement.
There you go. There you go. Yo, shout out to everybody for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that like button, hit the subscribe. Subscribe to the Dream Vision YouTube channel. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast podcast app, Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, I don't care what it is, hit the subscribe button, man. We rock with y'all. Oh, I want to give a special shout out too, because I did a review on Twitter for that Ty Dolla $ign and Division album, right? And I got a cool little message from this girl who lives out in Chicago. Her name is Roz Michelle. She replied to one of my tweets, and we started bonding over Division. I've never bonded with somebody over Division's music, but it was cool, man. She's a dope person, though. We exchanged some DMs back and forth. Cool person. I told her I would shout her out too, and she definitely listened to this episode. So shout out to you if you listening. When that Division concert comes into town, you already know what it is. We pulling up.
Shout out to Division. Shout out to Division. I'm gonna do a little quick review of Division and Ty Dolla $ign's album. It was really solid. But you know what was interesting about the album? Ty Dolla $ign was trying to be on his Division, while Division were trying to be on their Ty Dolla $ign. So like Division was trying to make hits like they was Ty Dolla $ign. Ty Dolla $ign was over here trying to flex his vocal skills. So it was cool seeing the two worlds merge. You know what I'm saying?
You thought okay? That's interesting observation. For me, I would say the album was evenly matched. Like I didn't think that Division or Ty Dolla outshined each other. Like I actually thought that
Division definitely outshined.
Nah, I don't think so. Because I thought like in the beginning of the project, Ty Dolla $ign definitely did his thing. Towards the end, it was more Division, in my opinion. But anyway, I thought the album was solid. Like it wasn't too crazy.
I think Ty Dolla $ign he added a good energy to the album, but at the end of the day, there's not many people that are going to outshine Division. I think Division are fantastic.
League of their own.
Daniel has a very normal singing name, but he's a very extraordinary singer.
Nothing normal about his voice, my G, or their music, right?
About his voice.
Hey yo, I remember the day I told you that Division's actually like two people. I remember you being like, wait, what?
Division did very well on this song. Division has a bright future. Like he has a very bright future. You're like, two people. I was like, damn, I gotta edit the hell out of this review. But just like Major Jordan, that actually doesn't make sense. They're called Major Jordan. That's like a name. That's somebody's individual name, and it's two people. And then on top of that, it's two people from a country that I can't identify. I don't know if they're like Russian or Yugoslavian.
I actually don't know where they're from either. That's like
Toronto. I don't know,
bro. This is actually a good random ass topic. Because by the way, guys, this is a random episode. This episode's not gonna have any structure purposefully. All right. We're just trying something else out. We're just having a good time. Travis Porter, remember that group?
We just prepared horribly. That's true. Travis
Porter. That's one dude, right? Nope, it's five. Yeah.
But yeah, I always find it interesting.
Hey, does Ray Shrimmer count, or
exactly?
Do we even know what the hell a Ray Shrimmer is?
It's drummer's ear backwards.
No, I knew that.
Oh, okay.
Hey, come on.
How about this one?
Come on, wise guy.
The Weeknd is one person?
Bro, The Weeknd is multiple days. What are you talking about?
It's one person, The Weeknd. But
The Weeknd includes 3 days, my G. What are you talking about? Like days of the week.
Exactly. Hey man, speaking of random, I told you I was hungover, right? And I was just laying around trying to figure out stuff to watch. So we got Hulu. So I was like, yo, you know what? I feel like watching The Twilight Zone. I don't know why. Twilight Zone 1980s. I watched it for like 15 minutes. Twilight Zone, the movie, by the way. I watched it for like 15 minutes. I was like, I don't really feel like watching this. Then I watched a movie called The Devil. I think it's called like I Got the Devil Locked Up in My Basement or something like that. So the movie is about like this dude that's all paranoid that he thinks he has the devil locked up in the basement, and his brother and his brother's wife are like, "You're crazy. You have a random person in your basement. It's not the devil." And eventually the devil comes out and it's a little girl. But after that, this is where the music part comes in. I was like, man, I don't know what else I want to watch. I ended up watching a documentary on Tekashi 6ix9ine. When I tell you that the documentary gave me more nightmares than the devil movie that I watched, I literally was tossing and turning thinking about 6ix9ine's story, dog. Like, it's so disturbing. I don't know if you got a chance to ever watch it.
I never saw the one on Hulu. I saw the one on Netflix.
It was disturbing.
I can't remember if it was a documentary or a I think it was that's what it was. It was a podcast series documented on Spotify. I'm tripping. I don't even think it was Netflix. But yeah, man, I'm already hip to this man's life, man. Troubled past.
Hey,
another. Can you believe his name is Danny? Does he look like a
Daniel? He was a Daniel.
Not to be confused with Vizion.
Daniel Hernandez.
One is great. The other one is a piece of shit.
hey, listen.
Just
you
saying,
took it
bro.
too far there.
Listen, you see what happens when the gloves come off when we have no structure on the episode, man. It just happens.
So just like you, right? There was a couple of things I did not know about, like 6ix9ine story, but I knew for the most part I knew everything. But there was a couple of things I didn't know. Like, I didn't know that Treyway was actually a label. Yeah. Like, they were a label, and a gang, and they morphed into a gang and all that stuff.
Modern day Death Row, by the way. Anyway, go ahead.
Modern day Death Row. I didn't know that his driver was an informant. That's very interesting. Here was the funny part. I didn't know that his first big hit, what was it called again?
Gummo.
Gummo. On the video, they were just handing out red bandanas. Like, people that weren't even a part of the blood gang were freaking wearing bandanas. Like, they had the mom of somebody who didn't even know what was going on was just like, "Hey man, just put the bandana on." I thought that was crazy, but it was just so interesting to see, kind of going back to what we always talk about, how like easy it was for him to just kind of like morph himself into this rap persona that was completely made up.
Yeah.
Astonishing, completely made up. But in the story, you get kidnappings, you get shots being called on people, little bit of hip hop, you get facades being it was stunning. It was stunning to me. And so I just want to bring that up.
You know, I've we're gonna get to this damn Donda review, by the way, guys. So stick with us. Yeah, no, I've already kind of consumed that whole story like multiple times in different areas. So I already know everything that happened. So I'm not surprised by anything that comes out. Furthermore, I am even more astounded and shocked that this man, after all of that coverage, documentaries, podcasts, docuseries, the man went to jail for 2 years, snitched, did everything against the book of hip hop standards, yet he's still on the streets. He's talking to gang members and supposedly, you know, Whack 100. They're creating entertainment out of this, and I'm like, bro, what would Tupac, what would any of the old school gang members say? What would Nipsey do? What I'm thinking, like, what would the hood people that are against this, what would they say? Because this should be looking spooky to me. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not even involved in this life. I don't want no parts of it. I am a civilian by the letter of the law. Wait, does CBD count? Am I still a civilian that I take CBD? Just want to know.
CBD is illegal in 50% of the counties in America. But
no, but I'm saying, but the point is, yeah, like it's just weird to me how he was demonized for so long. Yeah, he's on the streets again, and he's conversing and talking to all these people who supposedly had a problem with him, you know, at some point. it's a bit strange.
It's a bit strange, and I think it made hip hop look really bad. It made hip hop look really bad. I mean, another thing, I don't want to get too deep, but it was like they were in the documentary. They kept mentioning that, yo, this is a Mexican kid, and it seemed like he was using, black folks as props. Like, think about it. Like, the people that was backing him they were props. Like, his whole hip hop persona was built on being able to use certain elements that are historically hip hop influenced to better make his case that he is a gangster rapper. And it was just unfortunate because, if you think about the fact that, like, everybody, with his case, a lot of people went to jail, right? A lot of black men went down because of that case. People forget that. I'm not saying that these are black men that are like holy or great people, but at the end of the day, guess who's in jail right now? Every single person that's still in jail as we speak, black. The one person that's not black is free. Another one, the driver, Spanish guy, free. So it was just kind of like, not that like race was a big thing that I noticed with the documentary, but I was like, yo, that's if you dig deeper to that situation, it's messier than just like snitching. It's messier than just, what I'm saying? It's messier than just, like this person was perpetrating a lifestyle that he wasn't living. Like, it's a really bad manipulative situation. That, I was like, man, like, it almost had me embarrassed for like the hip hop community, like watching it.
Yo, look, at the end of the day, one thing that has been, I would say, confirmed to me, just kind of watching Tekashi maneuver is, he has, I would say, single-handedly, with the help of academics, be his kind of media push, the backing, if you will. They are single-handedly, I would say, exposing the facade that is hip-hop music, and how, you and I, we talk about this all the time. Matter of fact, I think we talked about this on the last episode too, and how I think it's becoming more and more evident that hip-hop is sort of like the WWE, bro. The shit is wrestling. Like, it's like, we should not take the words that these dudes rap about so literal, even though the shit sounds so aggressive. It sounds like these dudes is literally committing all of these crimes. We cannot take everything so literal. This shit is entertainment based. We have to remember that. We have to.
What's so hard about it, right? I'm a hip hop junkie. I may not watch music videos as much as I used to. I may not, be involved in everything that's going on with the culture. But like, as I was doing Donda, right? The review for Donda on Ratings Game Music, check it out. One of the top sites of all time. Check it out. As I was doing the review for Donda, I came across a song called Believe What I Say, right? We all know that song. One of the best songs on the album. It features a Lauryn Hill snippet. I said, yo, this is a song that was made possible because of one of Kanye's best hits, All Falls Down, which also features Lauryn Hill. A lot of people don't know that. Here's the thing. A lot of people don't. The reason I said, I was like, I had to catch myself because I was like, Lauryn Hill's not on All Falls Down. That's actually Selena Johnson. Correct. No, I am so much of a hip hop junkie. I had the bootleg version of The College Dropout, which had versions of Jesus Walks, All Falls Down that are not the same version that you guys, the world knows. Like, the version of All Falls Down that I first heard had Lauryn Hill on the hook. The version of Through the Wire that I heard, he actually is rapping with wires in his mouth, and he actually sounds very muddled.
Right.
That
one I think most people have heard, by the way.
Exactly.
I think most people have heard that version.
And some of the words he switches up, some of the lyrics, which I think makes Kanye such a great person, great rapper, great music head is he loves his craft so much he switches up words. Sometimes, like Donda, what you hear, this version of Donda is not going to be the final version. He's going to tweak things here and there as the weeks go by. But that's how much I'm a hip hop junkie. Like to hear like hip hop kind of being treated like a joke, kind of being like treated like, you know, like, oh, this person can just do whatever he wants and become one of the biggest rappers in the game. That sucks. That's disheartening. As somebody that actually, I'm another example. My sister and I had Deluxe's very first album, Money, Power, Respect. I've been rocking with Jadakiss, Chic, and Styles P since 1997. Dog, I can legit say that. We had the first album, Money, Power, Respect. So like when all these people are giving Jadakiss his praise, I'm actually somebody that has followed Jadakiss from 96, 97.
Right.
So, you know,
which by the way
kind of sucks that hip hop is turned into this in terms of entertainment, you know, factor.
I mean, look, you know, there's obviously different subgenres of hip hop, right? It's become so big, like we can't lump it all in the same boat half the time. But I would say, like, hey, since you're on the Donda topic, we might as well jump right into this. Like, you know, that song that you just referenced, the Believe What I Say, you know, as soon as it came on, I obviously, you know, it's easy to recognize the Lauryn Hill sample, which by the way was on, that was doo-wop, right? That was like
that thing, yeah,
that doo-wop, thing. Well, doo-wop, that thing.
It's called doo-wop. It's called doo-wop. That
whatever you want to call it.
No, you're right.
Everybody think, you know, everybody remembers it as that thing, but I would say
one of the best hip hop songs of all time, by the way, that thing.
Bro, oh my God.
And Lauryn Hill is one of the
unbelievable
best musicians of all time that never got to live up to her potential. But I'm sorry.
Unreal performance on that thing, like classic shit for real. But what I would say about that song in particular, like it really sounded like a song that was timeless. Like, I don't know when they made that joint. I don't know if that joint was made 7 years ago. I don't know if it was made 10 years ago. Like 10 years from now, that song will still have life. It's not going to sound dated. It's just going to sound like an amazing record, period. And that song kind of stood out, like, because if you listen to all the songs up into that song, it really kind of stands on its own. Sonically speaking, production wise, it did something else. I thought that this Donda album as a whole, because before I even, you know what? I don't want to do a full album review.
No, don't do a full. We talk.
Let's walk through the.
You want to walk through it? You want to walk through it?
Yeah, let's.
Okay, let's do it. That's smart. Let's do that. All right. So the album started with Donda chant, which was not really a song. I guess it's just kept
very strange
chanting Donda, 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 which was a little creepy,
nice,
but at the same time, it was good. A good little dedication to his mother.
Right.
Jail.
Yo, I love Jail. When Jail, I love the slow tempo of Jail. I was surprised to obviously hear Jay-Z so early on the project. Like, that shocked me. You know, it's funny because when the song started, I immediately said to myself, is this what the album is going to sound like? Because if it is, like, I'm happy. Like, I like this. This is dope. This is fire. Jay-Z came in, delivered, I would say, a solid verse. He didn't do anything too crazy. He actually stayed within the confines of the song. You know what I'm saying? And I like some of the shit that he was saying, but however, there were some blasphemous lyrics in there too, talking about he said, yo, Jay-Z, he said, yo, Hova and Yeezy is the new Jesus and Moses. It's like, dog, what are y'all talking about, bro? Like, for real.
You know, it's so funny.
What are they talking about now, man?
One thing about Donda.
Is that where we have gotten to? We're now compared. So let me get this straight. So Kanye is Jesus. I'm assuming he's Jesus, and like, who's Moses? Like, I don't understand. What is the point?
I get it. I get what you're saying. I said on my review, what I said was God is listening to this album with a nervous smile on his face, because they were cutting it close with his praise. Like, it was very shaky. But that's very blasphemous. I mean, but Jay-Z, historically speaking, Jay-Z has been saying a lot of blasphemous things.
Of course.
in like I'm talking about like not blasphemous in the term in the way that is used in the world today, but blasphemous as in like
The old
almost
school,
disrespectful to the
the
Lord.
old school way
Yeah,
of blasphemous.
disrespectful to the Lord, blasphemous.
Kind of reminds me of how this is a side note, but on that new Family Ties song by Baby Keem and Kendrick,
Mhm.
on Kendrick's verse, he says, "Yo, Kanye changed his life, but I'm an old school Gemini." Like it's
Yeah, I
like
heard that. Yeah.
that was a dope line. But as an aside, like Jay-Z is stuck in the old school definition of blasphemy.
That's
Like
the old
you
school
see a
definition of
lot of
blasphemy.
old
Well,
school blasphemy shit, dog.
I'll tell you a very funny story. Like going back to my hip hop junkie ways. Uh, I remember me and my sister, because my sister was really the one that made me the music fan that I am today. We were listening to Money. Remember, Money. What's it? Money Cash Hose from Hard Knock Life.
Right.
Jay-Z said a line. He said, pray to the Lord for forgiveness. F it. Damn, what he said. There's a line like that on there, right? And we were trying to figure out. He said another line that said, F the Lord, keep sinning. We thought he was saying F the Lord, but I think he said F the law. But for the longest, we thought he said F the Lord, keep sinning. So we're like, Jay-Z's evil. He's the devil. And then, like, Jay-Z, think about it. Jay-Z throughout his lyrics always say Jehovah.
Jehovah.
Yeah, which is like back in the day, folks weren't doing that. People don't understand. Folks weren't just like playing with the Lord's name like that back then. Nowadays, I've heard Beyonce call herself God complex, and a couple people said I'm like God on this album. It's now more prevalent.
It's fashionable to compare yourself to Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
But
like
back in the day,
so easily.
The 90s, 2000s, it wasn't. You don't play with the Lord's name like that. But anyway, I think Gel. What's funny? I think Gel's an okay song, right? I think, I wasn't really blown away by what Kanye provided on it per se, but I think it was just like literally like to be able to have the brotherhood of Jay-Z and Kanye come back together for a song that sounds very holy, and then at the same time, it's like, think about it. These two have accomplished a lot. They have literally made history together. So to have them like back together, that's I think the biggest sell about the song. But
for sure,
if you really break it down, I thought it was okay. I mean, I still think it's one of the top songs on the album, but I it's not. I'm not replaying it over and over again in the next couple of weeks.
So I hear what you're saying. And you're probably right. There are a handful of songs that are dope on here, so who knows if I'll actually revisit this like as one I really want to hear. But going back to the musicality of it, look, man, if Jail sounds as heavenly as this song sounds, sign me up. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I don't know how are they talking about Jail so amazing, talking about God gonna post my bill, like. Some of the lines in this song is just kind of fire. Like it just
was a pretty tight line. That was a pretty tight line.
God gonna post my bail.
Like, that was a pretty tight. That was a pretty tight line. All right. What about God breatheth? Which I'm tired of you black people. I'm tired of you black people using words that are not real. Breathed is not it. Well. Especially not in the context.
Yo, come on. Hey, listen, grammar police. Nobody cares about what you're talking about right now. All right.
Breathed is not a word.
Let my man Young Blue say baddest.
Baddest is not a word. But then again, most bad doesn't sound right. Like that's the most bad chick I've ever seen. Breathed is egregious. But anyway, I'm gonna start this off. It's egregious, man.
Old man Q. Man, get off my lawn, Q. That's what you sound like. Let these young old men live, even though Kanye's in his 40s. But keep going.
I like God breatheth. It's kind of like that's kind of it. Kind of remind me of Yeezus, Kanye. Experimental. But then eventually the song kind of like normalizes towards the end. It's a good song. I wouldn't go back to it, but it was just something that was like a good heart pumping song.
Right. Okay, that's fair. I mean, yeah, you kind of right. Like my thing is, I like the rapping on this song in particular. I like Kanye West his performance on it. He said a couple interesting things. I would say the standout on this song was Vori to me. I don't know, you guys may not know who Vori is. Rightfully
Oh,
so.
yes, you do. Yes, you do. Meek Mill's loud ass has been propping him up on Instagram every time. Hey man, Vori's the truth.
Yo, nah, listen, I've been high on Vori for about 2 years now since he dropped that last EP of his only EP. He's a dope talent to me, and I could see where he is kind of positioning himself in, I would say, music, because if I'm being honest, Vori doesn't have like a star quality to me. He kind of reminds me of a new age Ty Dolla $ign, like in terms of like
Yes.
his ability to like his just talent. Like he knows music. He knows how to add little layers to songs, add little ad libs, add little different inflection. Like he understands what he's doing. I could see him being plugged in, being like a new school James Fauntleroy.
Hey,
How about that?
Hey, Vori doesn't have it. I don't know what it is, but Vori doesn't have it.
Nah, man, listen, you're right. Doc Rivers.
Doc Rivers.
Back in the day, talking about
he was talking about Kobe
Bryant.
Bryant. He said Kobe Bryant. Yep. Kobe Bryant has it. I don't know what it is, but Kobe Bryant has it. But yeah, Vori, I think he's there's room in the music industry for people like Vori. This is another thing that's new. Like back in the day, we couldn't find, like, remember Rel with Def Jam, with Rockefeller. Rockefeller had Rel. Master P had Moby Dick. Pause. Every like team had like that one singer that was like their in-house person that they go to. Yep. Vori feels like that, but I feel like there's more appreciation for people like that. And,
I rock with Vori. He's dope. Hey,
Jeremiah to a lesser extent.
Jeremiah's good. That's a good example as well. Like this song made me very happy to take in this album on a Sunday. Like it just had this like Sunday church mass vibe to it. Like
praise the Lord. I really liked it. I really liked it.
Cool little joint. Let's move on though. Track number 4 is Off the Grid featuring Playboi Carti and Fivio Foreign. I think that this song is extremely hard. This is a banger among all bangers. I can make a legitimate argument that this is the best song of the year. Like
of the year or the album?
The year. This song, I know we're in August, about to be September. Like if we just talking about just fire. Like come on, man. What are we talking about, guys? This song is hard. It's tough. Overall though, it's clear to me that Playboi Carti is like one of these other guys who is just really tapped into like everything that the KanyeWest and the Kid Cudis. Doesn't it seem kind of weird that like Playboi Carti has become like this go-to guy for like when somebody wants to put out an experimental album? It's like, let's go get Playboi Carti. Let's see what he can do. I think that this song had a lot of cool little elements to it, especially like from a production standpoint. I liked how it started out one way. When Fivio was about to jump on, it switched to a drill beat. Like it was just kind of cool. And then you got Kanye rapping over a drill beat. I thought that this song was just fire, man. Overall, just well put together.
Since you said that, I actually posed this question on Twitter.
Go ahead.
Is this the greatest drill song of all time?
The greatest drill song?
It a drill song? Is this the greatest or one of the greatest drill songs of all time?
This is the greatest drill beat I've ever heard. I don't know about the greatest drill song.
It might be one of the greatest drill songs of all time. I don't think so.
I've heard about 15 Pop Smoke songs that beat this in terms of the way he's rapping over.
We're not talking about like the way he's rapping or how the song makes you feel. The best put together drill song of all time, because that's how I kind of grade. I grade by what I heard. Did it blow me away from a musical standpoint? And from a musical standpoint, absolutely, this is one of the best drill songs of all time from a musical standpoint. Now, from a feeling of authentic drill standpoint, it may not be as authentic. It's not as authentic as some of the joints Pop Smoke and all the great drill rappers have made,
bro.
From a musical standpoint,
Christopher Walking. I mean, I can literally.
It's good, but I'm saying from a musical standpoint. But anyway, let me come in here. So you know what I like about you, me and you know when it's time to just crown something for what it is, right? You got to crown, like you just said right now. I don't care what anybody thinks. This is one of the best songs of the year. You just say it. You're not scared to say it. I feel like a lot of people are scared to say it. This is probably Fabio Foreign's best verse. Fabio Foreign has been on Big Drip. He killed Big Drip. He's pretty good. Unruly.
Man, if you don't take that probably off that damn statement,
this
man, what?
is probably Fabio Foreign's best verse. He might have the best verse on this album. And going into this album, I would have never thought that Fabio Foreign would outshine Lil Baby. He'll outshine Travis Scott. He'll outshine a lot of people. But he outshined a lot of people on this album. One of the best verses I've heard Fabio Foreign sound. Playboy Cardi was a good hype man on the song. I mean, I didn't need him, but it was cool. He added a dope little element to it. Don't sleep on Kanye either. You get the old school Kanye on this joint. Yeah, the old school Kanye. I said on my review for it, I said, yo, you can tell that he wanted to resort to his old self, right? Mm-hmm. But he just kept slapping himself on the wrist like, dog, no, I'm the Lord's savior. Like, because he had the little cocky pep to his step on the song.
I love it. I love it.
I think it was the first. I will say this: it was the first song on the album that I was like, okay,
it got you up out of your seat.
We getting serious now. Oh, we ain't playing.
So, few things. Number one, I want to go back. I like Playboy Cardi in doses, kind of like how I like Lil TJ. Like, give me.
You said that,
bro. Give me these dudes in like doses, and they add so much to the songs, bro. But a whole song full of Lil TJ, it's a hit or miss. Whole song with Playboy Cardi, it's a hit or miss. To be honest with you,
I like one. I also like Westside Gunn in doses. I'm learning that.
Yeah, so, we're gonna get to that song. We're gonna get to that song, by the way. At the end of the song, though, yo, Kanye West always has like one or two, maybe even three lines, and just shit that he says, and I'm like, bro, where did this come from? At the very end of the song, he says, some say that Adam could never be black because he would never share red. What the hell is he talking about? Like, I've never heard that saying before.
He's taking his jabs. No, he's taking his jabs at the black community. He's talking about how selfish we are. Kanye is the modern day Bill Cosby. Sometimes he just
pull your pants up.
I want these kids to pull their pants up. They're not fathers. And
you think so? You really think Kanye feels he's mature? You think so? Like,
no, I mean, I've heard Kanye take shots at the black community. This is not the first time he takes shots at the black community. Kanye also said, remember, slavery was a choice. Kanye also said, you know, these people got to stop acting like, you know, slaves. He's doubled down on it too.
I think Kanye, when he says all these crazy things, I think his intention,
good intent,
the premise of what he's saying usually has some merit to it, but you know, his execution is usually way off. But on that, I thought that was a cool little addition to the end of that song. But we don't need to elaborate too much more. I'm sure y'all catch the drift. I'm sure y'all rock with that song too, man.
Interesting. It was interesting.
Let's move on. Hurricane.
Next song is Hurricane. This is the second song in like a couple of months that I heard a gospel, the Lil Baby song. Like, this is, well, somewhat, I guess you can call it a gospel Lil Baby song. But you know the funny thing about this song, which I think it's one of the best songs. It's probably, I want to say musically, it's the best song. Musically, I would say.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, I would say it is. It's not my favorite. There's a difference between it being my favorite and musically. So, you know what's so interesting about this song? Which, by the way, is eerily called Hurricane on a day that people are expecting Hurricane Ida to like ravage through Louisiana. But what's interesting about the song is you get so many different perspectives from each person, right? So Lil Baby is the one that like provides the like hood trap motivation. The Weeknd provides the like angelic flavor to the song, and then Kanye provides the confident raps that like Kanye would be able to relate to. like dope boys relate to Lil Baby, the angels and like, you know, people that want to be saved can relate to The Weeknd, and Kanye can relate to Kanye on the song. So I found that very interesting. When they merge the three perspectives together, it's like, yo, it hits from a whole bunch of different angles. And I think that's one thing about this album that's great. Hits from so many different angles. But you know, anytime you put an organ on a hip hop song, you're supposed to feel something. It's literally telling you should feel something.
Yo, man, you know, first off, this song, I know what you said. I heard what you said earlier about Off the Grid. You know, that song really like moved you. That was the first one that really moved you. I would say Hurricane was the one that really made me feel like, okay, like I'm listening to a new album of Kanye. Like I started to really get into the album on Hurricane. I don't know if it was the mixture of The Weeknd's hook, which was fucking beautiful. I don't know if it was KanyeWest's verse, which was basically amazing. Like he pretty much had a flawless performance on that song. I ain't gonna lie. Lil Baby was extremely forgettable. Unfortunately, because unfortunately, fortunately, however you want to look at it, I was surprised to hear a forgettable verse from Lil Baby. But anyway, no, you said everything. I think I would say most of the things that I would say, except for I wouldn't say this is the most musical song, but it's definitely up there. Like there are some other joints in there that we'll touch on when we get to it. But the point is, this is a great song. It's a great song, you know, straight up. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to say this on the last song because one of my measures for when I listen to new music, one of my measures for how good a song is when I listen to new music is how quickly I hit the download button. You know, because bro, like I be looking and waiting to save a song, right? And unfortunately, most albums that come out, they just don't compel me to want to hear it again. Like they just don't.
I don't save much, man. I mean, I
don't.
It's very disappointing. Hurricane is a song that will be saved. I didn't get a chance to save it. Off the Grid is a song that will be saved.
The Grid
maybe Jail. Maybe.
I did not save Jail.
I said maybe. I don't know if I feel like hearing it, but I know it's one of the best songs.
For sure. So anyway, my point is like Hurricane got saved within 20 seconds. But by the time The Weeknd finished his hook, I was like, nope, I already know this shit about to be fire. And I was not disappointed. So
don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her.
Let's keep it moving.
Praise God. Praise God. That was another one of the songs that I thought was a highlight. Praise God, right? You know what's funny about Praise God? Praise God features, which by the way, we talked about this offline. It was really fun trying to figure out who was featured on each song on this album. Like that was really fun. I'm assuming KanyeWest purposely put it out without having like the names featured on the songs so people can just kind of figure out. It's really fun. So can you believe it that I now can recognize what Baby Keem sounds like? Like I heard him and I was like, yo, that's Baby Keem.
Yo, wow. Brother, that's Baby Keem. How long into his verse did it take you? How long into his verse did it take you to be like, this is Baby Keem? Because for me, it took like halfway.
20-30 seconds. I was like, wait. But you know, it was more so I was like, I can't believe Baby Keem is on this song, as opposed to like not recognizing his voice. I was like, I think that's Baby Keem, but no, they don't know about Baby Keem like to that extent yet.
Nah, man.
But it looks like they do.
Baby Keem is next. It's obvious. I said this on Twitter when I was listening to the song. I'm like, I've heard about 3 songs from Baby Keem. And when I say 3 songs, I really mean 3 verses, if you will, because I don't really know his music like that.
Yeah.
I'm 3 verses into Baby Keem, and I'm like, yo, this nigga is next. Like it's obvious. It's obvious.
You know what's ironic? You know what was ironic? When I was hungover yesterday, like I said, when I'm hungover, I just look at everything.
Yeah.
I came across a video that said Baby Keem was an industry plant, but not in the extent of like what everybody thinks an industry plant is, where, you know, people think industry plant means like, really what an industry plant means is that executives are backing your career to a point that is like, you know, maybe they give you more money or maybe they put you in positions to succeed. It's not necessarily organic. Right. So the video was claiming that Baby Keem was an industry plant because, like, for the last couple of years, he has not been trying to mention that Kendrick Lamar is his cousin. Like, he's been trying to stray away from saying that. So I guess it came out in the last couple of years that that's his cousin, and now he's living that. Like, he's like, yo, hey, they got a song together.
Leaning
Kendrick has been propping him up on a magazine. Yeah. They're together. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Industry plant from a very, like, interesting perspective. But what I want to say about this song is I believe in reincarnation, brother. I believe in reincarnation. You know why?
Okay.
Travis, I literally couldn't tell the difference between Travis Scott and KanyeWest on this song. I could not tell. They sounded damn near identical. I couldn't tell at times the difference between Baby Keem and Kendrick Lamar. Almost sounded identical. Reincarnate. Can you believe it? We don't have to wait for Kanye. We don't have to wait 100 weeks for Kanye to drop Donda. We don't have to wait 100 weeks for Kendrick Lamar to drop whatever he has next. We have Baby Keem and Travis Scott that do very good, very similar things to these two legendary artists.
Yeah.
That was my biggest takeaway. But I mean, the song is a really hype song.
Of course.
I said, like, I would love to hear it at a club that allows bread and wine. Like,
what?
A club where they let you sip on some, the dip, the chip, the bread and the wine, like at church. I would love to hear
communion?
That is that communion. Thank you. That's what I meant to say. Communion.
Every church has that. So what are you talking about?
I said I meant to say a club. Sorry. A club that lets you do that. Like, you can have bread and wine at the table. Like,
I got you. That's strange, but okay.
Anyway, it's a hyped up song with divine feels.
Look, man. Listen, Baby Keem is different. He's different, man. And you're right. He does sound like Kendrick, especially like, you know what it is? It's like the inflection in his raps. Like, from his actual voice doesn't sound exactly like Kendrick. It's the way he's like approaching the way he's rapping, if that makes sense.
It does. I agree with that. It's like he dissects beats the same exact way Kendrick dissects beats. Kind of unorthodox.
Also, you said something earlier, and I think it's a good point, because, like, remember on the last episode we talked to Vince Heartbreak and how he was talking about how his dad played in the NBA, and he's trying to create his own mark and all this other stuff, right? I think that if Baby Keem was purposefully withholding the fact that Kendrick was his cousin, more props to him, because I'm telling you right now that we know he's his cousin, of course people are naturally going to tap into what he's doing. But if what he has done over the 3 songs that I have heard is any indication of what we're going to get from him, I don't care that he's Kendrick's cousin. Dude on his own is standing on his 2 feet. Like, I don't care about the Kendrick relation.
Oh yeah, he's standing on his.
That doesn't mean anything.
He's on 2 feet. He's doing pretty good. I'm a little bit more knowledgeable of Baby Keem than you. There's a song I've been bumping by Baby Keem. I can't remember the name of it, but
you talking about the one with Travis Scott?
Nah, it's before that. I that's probably one of the only Baby Keem songs I've saved. Let me see what it's called real quick. I freaking love it. It's damn, I'll tell you later. But I've been praising it like, yo, dog, this song is hot. This song is hot, but people don't really believe me all the time. But I think you should, first and foremost, you should definitely check out that video that I'm referring to. It was very interesting. They had a lot of receipts and, like, they had a lot of evidence. White people, when white people want to investigate something, they're fantastic at it. White people are very fantastic investigators. So it was very interesting. Check it out. I definitely think it will boost up your interest in Baby Keem even more.
All right. Yeah, send that to me. I want to know. I want to hear it. Yeah.
Next song, Jonah. One of the song is named after Jonah Hill. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to the lyrics as much, but I honestly can't remember what this song sounds like.
Is this Jonah from the Bible, or is this Jonah Hill? What are we talking about?
Oh yeah.
What are we talking about here? This is KanyeWest album, man. There's a whole lot of church and Bible and Jesus references, my G.
That is true.
Now, look,
Jonah's one with Dirk, right? Dirk and
Jonah's one with Dirk and Vori. I'm not
Vori.
familiar with in Vori. Yeah, Vori was all through this album. Like I said, it was really strange. So real quick, man. Like I thought Vori this was the third appearance from Vori this early in the album, and I'm like, dog, like if you guys don't think Vori is cool, like he's obviously just not good in your eyes because it should be obvious by now that he's a good artist. Now we get to Dirk's verse, right? And I thought Dirk, like, he really tried to do his best tamed version of a gangster. Like he didn't go too crazy and just off the rails like he normally does with some of his outlandish bars. You know, he kept it street, but he toned it down a bit. I thought one of the things that I heard in Dirk's verse that stood out to me was how you know, he talked about how crap, I wrote this shit down too. What did he say? He said how here we go. He says, yo, it's been months and they still hiding. You know, it almost sounded like he was alluding to the whole like King Von. I'm speculating, of course, but nonetheless, one thing beyond that I loved was right after Dirk's verse, KanyeWest came through.
Exactly what you're gonna say. He said,
"You know what I'm talking about?
Smoking your ops is not a good thing."
I absolutely love the fact that Kanye West.
I heard that. I noticed it.
I say, yo, dog, like this is what we need.
I noticed that.
Who would have thought we needed Kanye West dropping the album on Sunday? Technically, it seems like Dirk respects him. He said, yo, Kanye is the OG. Like, if there's anyone who can do it, I think it would be Kanye West. But also, it made me think, like, remember when Dirk tweeted something a couple months ago or a couple weeks ago where he said, yo, I'm done referencing niggas, you know, who died in songs. I wonder, like, was that done right after he did this verse? Like, because it just seemed like it would fit.
Well, he does. Dirk does talk about
that message of that song.
He does talk about his brother on the song, which I know his brother, you know, was shot just a couple months ago. So it's clearly a very new verse from him. But I thought it was a good verse. It was a little like, it felt a little rushed in a good way. I mean, I can tell it was just kind of like, I'm going to put this verse out real quick, you know, and I don't care if it sounds like, you know, great, you know, I just want people to hear my opinion on certain topics. So I thought that was pretty good. I mean, Jonah is a good song. Is not my favorite, but I just really like the content. I think content more than anything, the content really
was very, I would say, I don't want to say grown, but like it seemed like
it was progressive.
I was gonna say, like, it seemed like an evolved version of each of them.
It was a progressive song. All right, we got 26 songs, so we got to speed this up.
Let's go. Come on.
Okay.
Lil Yachty killed it. Come on. Let's call a spade a spade.
Did you know that there's Drake shots on there? It was you that texted me that. There's shots towards Drake.
There's Drake shots on this song. There's Drake shots on the next song on Junior. Oh, but on this song in particular, like he actually stole Drake's flow and dissed him at the same time.
He stole the baby's flow. That was the baby. Whenever the baby tries to
sing, you mean that singing joint?
Yeah.
No, that was Drake.
Whenever the baby tries to sing, he sounds like that.
Okay.
But hey, Drake has influenced every single person, so you can say anything that's stolen is Drake. But
that's fair.
Very good. If you think about it, I actually like when Kanye sings. I'm one of the few people going back all the way to like Apologize. Remember the song on Apologize? I was son apologize, like on pre-college dropout, showing off my junkie again. Pre-college dropout, he had a song called Apologize, and he sings. And I used to always say he sings very well. He's actually a pretty decent singer. Lil Yachty put up a great verse on this song. Great. Yes, I'm associating Lil Yachty to great. We have to be thankful that he was flowing well.
Man, he did his thing.
And then the cockiness he was rapping with. I respect it. And then I don't think he got the memo that this is a semi-gospel song album, because he was he was sounding like a heathen a little bit on his verse. He was sounding like a heathen a little bit. He was talk about like doing stuff with some women. doing some freaky things here and there.
Some debaucherous activity.
I believe he even talks about ops. He just says the word ops on his verse, I believe, which defeats the purpose of what Kanye was saying. But yeah, I mean, I thought he shined. He shined. Pleasantly shined.
He was a standout verse on this album. R.I.P. to Juice WRLD. You know, he got the little Juice WRLD reference in there. That was fire. You know, look, man, Lil Yachty, I don't want to hear anybody say Lil Yachty can't rap. You know, and I'm talking to myself, by the way, because there be times where I've said to myself, like, yo, man, Lil Yachty's kind of overrated. Like, I don't think he's that good. On this song, no. I'm done. I'm done saying
he is clearly a good rapper that chooses to not sound good. Like, he chooses it. It's a choice for him.
But that's a damn shame.
Because do you know what I said? This is his
damn shame that you are intentionally sounding bad. Come on.
This is his best verse since Mixtape with Chance the Rapper.
Ooh, he killed
Mixtape. Yeah.
Oh,
this is his
best
verse since Chance. It's just his Mixtape. I don't know which one's better. I might say this one's better, but yeah,
definitely this one. Definitely this one. Let's keep it moving though, man. Next song.
Oh, by the way, there's another person on the song too.
Yeah, who was
another person on the song? That's me and you were going back and forth to figure out who it was.
Yeah.
I said it's Ruga.
So on the first listen, I swear I didn't know who it was. It wasn't until I got to part 2 of OK, and I said, "Wait, did I miss? Was that the same dude?" And you pointed out that was the same verse. I didn't. I don't
know if it's the same verse. I actually didn't listen to part 2 fully, but I went to Genius because that's what I like to do, to just try to figure out like who's on what. Yep. And Genius had it as Ruga, Lil Yachty and Ruga. Gotcha. I personally I'm not aware of Ruga's music. I'm new to Ruga, but that's what I saw. So
right. And like I said, man, I don't really know his music like that. I've heard maybe one song, but I do know he's the cousin of FBG Duck, the guy who basically tragically got killed in Chicago. He's one of the, Chicago-based drill rappers and whatnot. So hey, maybe he's about to blow. KanyeWest seems to like to associate himself with people that he believes in and is on the rise. So hey. Maybe Kanye knows something that we don't know about Ruga. We'll see.
Yeah. Junior. I
Junior Watanabe, yo, my wrist.
I didn't really care.
Junior Watanabe, yo, my wrist.
I actually,
this is very catchy.
It's one of the few songs I gave 3 stars. Junior was 1. I gave it 3 out of 5.
Really?
It was catchy. It was cool. It was provocative. It was controversial, but it was just like, I got spoiled. I can't listen to a beautiful song like Hurricane and Praise God and then listen to that. It just kind of sounded like a freestyle kind of.
It was a bit watered down. But I did still like it, mostly because it was catchy. And I had to Google what the hell Junior was. Found out it was a Japanese fashion designer, blah, 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 blah. Kanye and his whole fucking exclusive bag.
When you have billions, you can get whatever the hell you want.
Junior Watanabe on my wrist. I would give this song 4 out of 5. By the way, he dissed Drake again on this song. Like, this was the one.
What did he say?
I believe this was the song where he said, "Yo, get out of my release date." Get out of my. Like, he said a bunch. Like, he had multiple bars for Drake. It was obvious. Very obvious.
I know in the other song that we mentioned, he said like still in my flow, still in my style, which he's accused Drake of doing quite a bit. So I heard that. But here's the thing. If you're gonna at this point, Kanye, we know who you're talking about. Put a name on it. I want names. Put a name on it.
Not everybody.
I don't like diss records that don't put names on it. I mean, Drake technically on the Trippie Redd song, I heard differently.
I don't think he said yay, bro.
I don't think he said yay.
He said yay. It was slang.
I heard differently.
He said, yeah, you ain't killing shit. What did he say?
Yeah, you ain't.
Like, you ain't.
That's ain't what I heard. Mess with my release date. That's what I heard. But people are saying he said, "Yay!"
I swear to God, that's how I felt, and I still to
which
this
he
day,
could still be talking about it. He could still be talking about "Yay," but I didn't. But to my point, put a name on it. Drake put a name on it. If he said yay.
Suppose
I want names. Put
Look, man.
his name on it. I don't respect it as a diss unless you put the name on it.
Bro, you didn't say none of this when Drake
Even though
dissed
Wanksta
Kanye.
doesn't say job, but
Brother, Drake has been dissing Kanye for the last 3 years, nonstop.
but I'm tired.
And he
of
has yet,
dissing.
he does not say the man's name,
I'm
period. He
tired
didn't say
of
this about Drake.
Dissing. I just said he said yay on, apparently he said yay on the Trippie Red joint.
No, what I'm saying is Kanye, bro, Drake has been dissing him for years. And I'm saying you've never called Drake out for not putting a name towards who he's dissing.
Because
the one
that
time
was
Ye
because
comes out and actually feels like dissing, now you got a problem.
Because that was not a diss song. The Trippie Red joint was not a diss song, which by the way, that song is really growing on me. I actually kind of like it.
I actually don't like that song.
It's growing on me, but it's how Drake sounds awkward on the song a little bit, but I think he talks his talk. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, it's not a diss song. He just reserved one little line for Kanye. Apparently, this is supposed to be a semi-diss song. Junior and over here talking about you stealing my flows. Like he woke up feeling dangerous this morning, Kanye, whenever he made that song. So. Anyway,
yeah.
Next song, Believe What I Say. I know we tackled that a little earlier. I personally think it's the most Kanye sounding song. It kind of reminds me of like a mix between Fade and Workout Plan, a little bit. Mix between that. Like, it definitely Fade. The beat reminds me of Fade a lot.
I would say Fade is a little bit more up tempo, but I think you're just talking about like the sound of it.
Yeah,
like is that like the actual instruments chosen. Yeah, I would agree with that.
You know what I mean? It sounds like Fade. I thought it was really good, Kanye. You mentioned like you can't tell when the song came out. Even from a lyrical standpoint, it's hard to tell when the song came out because
very difficult.
I said in my review, I said that Kanye, if you paid attention, he doesn't cuss on this album like at all. And he says, "Why the hell did you wake me up?" I was like, okay, maybe this was recorded before he was a born again Christian. But what's very interesting about the song? We talk about Drake disses. This was, dare I say, a Kim K diss, a Kardashian diss.
You think
because
so?
In the song he's talking about his family issues. Remember in the song he says she's doing this and wants me to do this. In this, but like, I'm just laughing at it. And then he said he made a line. He said something about things are being said under like my breath, or things are being said behind my back, essentially by family members. That's what he said, or something along the lines of that. So it was actually him addressing his family issues on the song.
No, you're right. That was the tone and the theme I got. I might need to go back and really listen again. Because I didn't really pick out specific lines that stood out to me in that particular song, but
he said it. He said the thing is what I liked about the song personally. What the biggest sell of the song is, it's a feel good song, and he actually raps with a pep to his step on the song. So, it's almost like he's trying to convince himself that he's happy by sounding cocky and confident, but his lyrics is actually about like some very, very serious stuff.
Agreed. No, it's a great song. You said it, man. One of the best on this project. I would be curious because I know people are not really going to be. This is one of them songs that's really good that I know is not really going to get talked about like as much as some of the other ones that have like the Fabio Foreigns, the Playboy Cardis of the world on there. But underlying, slapped right in the middle of the album, this song is one of the hardest ones on there for sure. One of the most meaningful. One of the most meaningful.
If you are a true Kanye fan, like I said, if you are the Kanye fan that had the bootleg College Dropout, you appreciate this song because it's a very Kanye sounding song.
Yep.
And that's why I like it.
All day.
24. Was one of the few songs, 24. That was one of the few songs I really don't remember. I skimmed through it.
Okay. I remember.
So you can probably talk more about it than I can.
Bro, I don't know. I think this song was featured. It's gotten to the point where anytime I hear a choir with Kanye, I assume it's the Sunday service choir.
Me too.
Let's just assume that the Sunday service was featured on this because they were all throughout this. I thought this song was it sounded like a damn church hymn, bro. Like it did.
It was a really good
It
church.
literally sounded like a modern day church hymn. Like
now
I
I
could hear this
remember.
song in church.
Now I remember. It was one of the songs that I said to myself, this sounds like his Sunday service album song. Like, okay, that's why I kind of skimmed through. I was at the gym listening to the album, and I was just like, all right, I'm hearing all these hard ass joints, and then that came on. I was like, whoa, like, should I put this weight down and pick up a Bible? But it was a great song. It was a good. I thought that like from the last song moving on to this one, there was an obvious switch in the tone of the album. Right. Yes.
Like you go from because again, we got okay, then you got Jenya. These are all still hype. Believe what I say, slowed it down, mellow, gave you real truth, meaningful. And then he goes into 24, which was like a church hymn to me, I swear. And then the next song, Remote Control with Young Thug, wasn't quite as hype as I would think a Young Thug and Kanye song would be. But honestly, like, and I just skipped. I know I skimmed through 24 because I feel like
please do. We
don't need to talk about that anymore. Next song is the one with Remote Control. Sorry, the one called Remote Control with Young Thug. That one was a little forgettable for me. I swear. Like it was
forgettable.
I heard it and I said, bro, like when I was done with it, it's like, what did I even hear? I know I'm not gonna come back to this song.
It was forgettable.
You know what this is and this pains me to say. It pains me. I hope you know where I'm going with this.
I know exactly because I've said this. I've said it.
Listen, it pains me.
Ooch, I've said it.
Yo, listen, my heart is hurting just thinking about it. Listen,
I've said it. I know what you're going to say.
Look, listen to me. Listen to me. I'm trying to say this without passing out because it really hurts. Young Thug has become a shell of himself. He has. I have yet to hear. It's been about 2 years, 3 years probably, where I've heard a solid feature from Young Thug. I'm talking about like where it stood out. The man did his
100%.
Everything I've heard from coming out from Young Thug featuring wise, I swear, the last 2-3 years has been forgettable. Matter of fact, that's why I was so happy to hear that song Ski. I'm like, bro, like I haven't heard a Young Thug song that I was like, yo, this is just fun. Like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like
his and the thing that sucks because what really because makes
Young Thug is my friend. He's my friend.
You love him. It's your best friend. That's your best friend. You know what really stood when I said Young Thug is really not himself anymore was when I heard Belly. Belly has a song with Young Thug and The Weeknd that just came out. Literally, I was on the plane listening to it. I was like, Young Thug's verse is bad. Like, majority of the time, I tell myself, I don't even know why he's on this song. There was another song I was listening to. I can't remember exactly what it was. And I was just like, his verse is not good. His verse is Megan Thee Stallion had to carry Don't Stop About That. Take Young Thug out of that song. That song is actually a pretty good song. Young Thug's verse on that song is bad. It doesn't even fit. That's a problem. It's one thing to have a bad verse, but when you have verses that don't fit, oh man. I love Young Thug too. I love Young Thug.
I'm telling you, I love Young Thug, but some of these musical additions to these features, it's starting to make me think this is all about business. Because if we talking about musicality, his voice, everything he's doing is not meshing with the music. His impact is no longer what it was.
It's not the same. It's not the same. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I actually thought this song was meh. Hey, it was like, once again, it was one of those songs that like let me know that Kanye's mortal, because it was nothing special about that song. But you're right. Like around this time of the album, a lot of the songs are like very like Moon.
It started to blend together, right? Like they started to become less distinct in a way.
Yeah, exactly. Like Moon, I don't even remember Moon. I don't remember.
I remember it. I remember because Don Toliver, like when he started singing, I was like, "Yo, who is this?" Like it sounds great,
and that's why I don't remember it.
See.
Yo, no, I'm joking. I'm a Don Toliver hater. I've become a Don Toliver apologist. I like Don Toliver.
Yo, you guys got to check out. Damn, I wish I knew the episode. I think it was the one with Spaceboy Uno. Y'all go back and listen to episode 60, whatever it was. This guy was like trashing Don Toliver, all because I said, "Yo, this guy is good." Now you're an apologist.
I wasn't trashing
Which
him.
one?
I was just like, it was no. What it was you guys were trying to say he was the best thing about that album, and I was like, no, he wasn't. Travis Scott was, but
bro, if I asked Travis Scott, he would tell me the same thing, man. Knock it off. Okay,
say, you're lit.
Kid Cudi, I thought Kid Cudi. I like Kid Cudi's performance, but overall,
it was holy.
The song is pretty mid, though. If we being honest,
it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I think Kid Cudi, like I said, that's another. You know how it pains you to say Young Thug is not as great, right? Yeah.
Anymore
on features, particularly features. Yes. I think his last album, So Much Fun, was really good.
Yeah.
If we're being honest with ourselves, Kid Cudi doesn't have that many great songs. He doesn't have a catalog of songs. Like Kid Cudi's batting performance on songs. I'm just being honest. He sounds amazing on songs. Yeah. His hum sounds amazing, but he doesn't have a great batting performance on making like great songs. Like if you really think about it, like
that is shocking.
Doesn't have a lot of great songs. I look like Kid Cudi, and I'm saying this apparently.
That's partially why I'm saying it, but you also are a Kid Cudi apologist. It's like not.
I'm not. But I love Kid Cudi. I love Kid Cudi. See, look at that cover back there behind you. A Kid Named Cudi. That was before his first album. That was when Kid Cudi was rapping over songs that were like, beats that were already out, popular beats. That was my introduction to Kid Cudi. So I knew Kid Cudi before all the other stuff. So I know Kid Cudi for a while now.
Of course. But yeah, you're right. He's kind of fallen off. Like we all know what
he hasn't fallen off. He's a great musician. He just doesn't make.
Let me be very clear. Like Kid Cudi has his uniqueness as an artist will forever be what it is. Like I'm not going to take anything away from his uniqueness, his approach to making music. However, I think that to your point, you talked about his discography, like he really doesn't have that many good songs. I would actually argue same kind of point I'm making with Young Thug. What is he adding to these songs? Like I'm not really feeling what I think I should be feeling hearing a song featuring Kid Cudi. Like I'm expecting more, if you will.
It's like
I'm being let down, and I'm trying to figure out, is it because I have high expectations? Is he just not performing? What is it? Because something
it is like. You know what it's like. This is going to be a great analogy. It's almost like it feels like putting Denzel Washington on a Tyler Perry movie. Like Denzel Washington is a fantastic actor. He's going to give it his all, but he can do all that. And if the writing on the movie is not great, or if the movie is not put up to succeed, you're just going to get a good Denzel Washington performance with a bad movie. That's kind of how I feel. Kid Cudi puts up historically great rapping performances, singing performances, hums, but the songs are not really great. It's just his performance on the song is great. That's how I feel about Kid Cudi, and so I think Young Thug is actually the opposite. I don't think Young Thug puts up great performances, but his songs are really good. Like whether it's the production or like what he's talking about or just kind of how he bounces off the walls, but he don't put up great performances to me. Like he just makes good music. So
I have to say,
find it interesting.
I like your analysis. I have to say this because I'll be honest, we've waited way too long in this review to even acknowledge the amazing production. I know this probably goes without saying, right? Like it's probably obvious. But let's just acknowledge that for once, because I'm trying to tell you, bro, like some of the musicality of this project is so unorthodox. It's left field. It's shit that nobody's really sounding like. And I asked you because I knew this was going to be a topic, or at least it could have been. You know, how important is production to the overall quality of a song? Like, give me your percentages, like once and for all, because I'm at the point. I'll give you for me. I'll start. I'm at the point right now where production is about 80 to 85% of a song. Like, I'm talking about it makes the song. I don't care what you do rapping wise or singing wise half the time. If the song, the composition of the beat sounds good, there's very little that can really make me say this is trash. Unless you just completely drop the ball, like in terms of what you were supposed to do as an artist. So what's your percentage? Like how important would you say production is?
So I would say, production is very important. I think production is, I would give it 60%. But it's, to me, right, it's like, okay, I'll give you a good example. I thought the production on Trippie Redd's album was really good, but the album is not great to me. His last album, Trip at Night, right? I thought the production on a lot of albums, future production, is really good. It's not a great album. I think what it's more so about is the artist's ability to play orchestrator, architect. I'm probably using the wrong words, but that's kind of the words that I see. Where if you think historically speaking, right, some of my favorite albums of all time, the artist wasn't all over the album. He or she were putting artists in positions to succeed. He or she were putting people in positions to succeed from a production standpoint, right? Think about it. Dr. Dre, right? The Chronic, 1992 or whatever it came out. Dr. Dre is not always on all the songs. Like, he's not rapping on all the songs a lot, but he puts Snoop Dogg, the Corrupts of the world, the DOCs of the world in positions to succeed, making a body of work that's really well put together. Because, he knows he can't do it all by himself. I'm going to need some people to help me, but I'm going to put them in positions to where, like, things sound great. Travis Scott. I think what makes Travis Scott's Astroworld so great is because he plays a perfect orchestrator. He puts Drake in positions to succeed. He puts Sway Lee in positions to succeed. Everybody, Stevie Wonder's on this album, put in positions to succeed. Kanye's been doing that for years.
Of course.
And I think Kanye is probably the best at doing that. And I think that in order for you to make a timeless album, especially in these days, you need to know how to be able to do that. Another person, West Side Gun, he just dropped the album. From an architect standpoint, orchestrator, he's barely on the album. But he puts random people, let me not say randoms, he puts some of his homies that are not as mainstream as everybody thinks in positions to succeed. That is what Kanye did on Donda. Like, every single turn, he puts Vory to help finish out songs. He puts, Lil Baby with The Weeknd and makes it mesh well where they all shine. Like, that to me is the part that I think makes historical albums.
Well, I mean, thank you for those thoughts. You kind of like took it.
Thoughts or thoughts? Listen, I'm not giving you my thoughts.
Listen,
you can't have it.
I don't want thoughts. Okay, I have a solid one at home. Okay, now get away from me, sir.
God,
but no,
God bless her.
You took that way further than I think I was asking. But no, good. I like where you were going with that. My thing though, with a lot of them albums you just named, and not the trippy, I'm talking about like the classic ones, right, or the ones that we would consider really, really good, is the basis of the strength of the album, I would say, is the foundation is the production. Now, the point I'm actually making is that the rapping doesn't have to be immaculate. It doesn't. You don't have to do this like magic trick job to come up with all these different amazing lyrics when the foundation is set with the beats, bro. You get a masterpiece regardless. Trippie Redd, to your point, the reason why that album was not bad. The reason why it was average. Trip at Night, by the way, is what I'm talking about. His performances were subpar for the vast majority of that album. Like he actually did not do the average. I think he was below average with his performances throughout the album. I'm be
So
honest with you.
you're saying, but here's the thing: if the production was good, and you're saying it's 80% of what makes something good,
Yeah.
then why would that 20% that you were speaking of have an impact? You would think the album was good if it's 80%
Well,
production.
well, because hey man, listen, the same
Was he
reason
that
why
bad?
I believe it was that bad. I personally believe his
But even
performance
if
on that was that bad.
even if you
It-
gave him a 0, it's still 80%.
Hey, listen, do I think the production is to its potential? Like amazing? Because the way I'm looking at it is
True.
if
True.
if the production was top tier, like next level, then yeah, you get that 80% from me. But if I think it was very good, it probably
70.
notches down to about 70%. Like you don't get the full credit. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think the beats were that amazing. But whatever. That's besides the point, man. Let's keep it moving. I don't feel like talking about Trippie Redd. I actually want to keep breezing through this project.
Let's go.
We're on Heaven and Hell, man. I don't know who was featured on that
Heaven.
song. Was there anybody? I think it was just Kanye.
I said, yeah,
Right?
yeah. It was just Kanye, but I really liked the fact that he like really opened up on the song. Like
Yeah.
you know, one thing about this album that I like, and he does it sporadically. He sounds like he's really in a good place, and like for me, I can never get tired of listening to that. And so, like, these were one of the songs where he's just kind of like, you know, he's free, you know, just kind of speaking his mind a little bit. And it's a good listen. You know, if I this album is so long, I feel like there should be like different types of top fives. So if we're talking about like the best songs on the album, like I have a top 5 for that. I want to make a top 5 of like just songs that were just good. Like, you know, I would put 24 on there, like Keep My Spirit Alive. I will put this song on there where it was just a good song to listen to. It's not the best, it's not the most intricate, complex. It's just a solid Kanye West song. That's what that was to me.
Yeah, he has a bunch of those sprinkled throughout this, right? Like I said before, man, like I would say at this juncture in the album, you're just getting solid music. Like it's not anything too crazy. Even the production kind of takes a step back to me. Like it's not as
it
prevalent,
does.
if you will. You know, it
seems
just,
rushed.
You know, middle of the pack, you know, Heaven and Hell. I actually don't even remember anything he said on that song. I don't.
I just remember him being, you know, free.
All right.
Donda. I believe Donda is the one that starts with a poem, right?
Bro, this song was Donda featuring Donda. Man,
Donda
this was the song where his mom was talking throughout the song.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even think Kanye said anything. It was just her.
I think it was just Donda. Yeah, and then it goes to Keep My Spirit Alive with the Griselda folks. That was actually one of my favorite songs on the album.
Well, before we get to that, I just want to talk about Donda for a bit, like the actual song. It was interesting because I can't say that I've heard his mom speak, right? So I don't even know where they got that excerpt from, but man, listen, I don't know even when it was taken. When was that recorded? I don't know. But one thing that was clear to me was that if anybody is trying to figure out how and why Kanye is who he is and like the confidence that he comes with, bro, like it's obvious on that song. His mom seems to be kind of, I don't want to say responsible, but definitely very influential into the type of personality and just like Kanye's intention as like
his mom,
who he is. You feel me? Like that's kind of what I got from that song at the end of the day.
I've heard his mom speak in the past. His mom was a very confident lady. She was a professor. Right. So I've heard her speak in the past. Very, very well spoken, very like spiritual person that I think, you know, when she talks, you listen. Let me just put it that way.
No, and that's exactly what happened on that song. Like I was paying attention. Like attention. Like class was in session.
Yes, sir.
Type shit. But anyway, yeah. Next song, man. Like you said, man. West Side Gun, bro. He did his thing. Oh man.
West Side Gun put up a very good verse.
Oh man.
Conway the Machine put up a good verse too.
Bro, is that
Kanye.
who that
They
was?
all put up good verses.
Is that who that? I couldn't figure out who the other one
that was
was.
Conway. You didn't know that was Conway?
Bro, I did not. I was like, who is that? I didn't know.
He said he got shot. You know, Conway got shot.
Yo, 50 Cent also got shot. A lot
of people got shot. But it was Conway. Conway.
Didn't Kanye get shot? It's like, nah, I'm joking. I just saying, like,
no, he didn't get shot.
No, I like that song a lot though. You know, I think you said this earlier about how Westside Gunn is becoming one of your favorites. I think you said that, right?
One of my favorite Griselda members. Yes.
Yeah, I would say like he's not my favorite. However, I've always felt like he puts together the best projects of the group.
Yes.
In Griselda. I've always felt that way.
Yes, he does.
From everything that you said about like the orchestrator approach, like somebody playing. You know, like you're kind of the orchestra, or well,
he's a master
composer, if you will.
Mastermind. Like, yeah. Like it's enjoyably wacky. Like his style. I love it. He sounds like a cartoon character, by the way.
He definitely does.
Jesus Lord. I don't remember that song.
You don't remember what? That was the one with Jay Electronica and Larry Hoover Jr. speaking at the end. You don't remember that?
Oh yeah, that was Jay Electronica. I missed that part.
Jay Electronica. I don't know what he was talking about. Like as always. Yo, let me tell you something, man. Like Jay Electronica has become that for me. Like anytime he's rapping, I legit have no idea what he's talking about.
He's like next
Is it just
level. Me? No, I agree. Throughout that album that he dropped, I was just like, yo, dog, like this is like next level. Like he wrote his verses in Jordan.
Jordan, bro. He wrote his verse from space. Like you know how freaking Jeff Bezos is taking
exactly like oh my god,
bro.
You have he has a third eye, a fourth eye, a fifth eye. I think Jay Electronica is using 10% of his brain while we're all using 5%.
Wait, that's it? He might be on. I think he's at least 25% of his brain, dog. Some of the words he said.
You're seeing stuff I don't see,
bro. Anybody say the word nebulous? Like, what do you even talk about, bro?
He's saying stuff I'm like, I wow. But yeah, so do you like the song?
Yeah, no, it's a good song. It's a good song. I do like the song.
Top 5 though.
Probably not. It's top 10 for sure.
Okay,
definitely top 10.
New Again. I don't remember New Again.
New Again, I believe, is the one featuring Chris Brown.
Chris Brown's on the album.
Yeah, am I tripping? That was who I heard. Shit, man.
Chris Brown.
Who else sounds like Chris Brown? Give me somebody who sounds like Chris Brown because he has a pretty unique voice.
Like, yeah, no, he does have a unique voice. Chris Brown's on there. I didn't know that. Okay, all right.
Honestly, I was surprised though, even though this song I believe is featuring Chris Brown. I was surprised to hear how average it was. Like I wasn't really feeling it.
I give it like 3, 4, but it wasn't a standout to me. Like I said, a lot of the stuff after like the first 10 songs are not like standouts to me. Tell Division. It's funny, we heard that song before. It was on Pop Smoke's album that just came out. Pop Smoke's really bad album that just came out, by the way.
Hey,
like it's not Pop Smoke's fault. It's whoever put it together.
You know, we never spoke about that album on the show. I think more so from a either timing or just topic standpoint. But like,
man,
you want to talk about that? I had some shit to say about that album and just like posthumous albums. Period. Like I'm not feeling that wave these days.
I was very disrespected. Felt disrespected. Listen to that album just because I was just like, come on, man. Like, don't do that, man, like that. Like it was unnecessary. But anyway, that's where that song came from. I believe Kanye's on that song. But he's not on this. He's not on this song, but he's on the original version.
He's on the one with Pop Smoke. And also Pusha T was on that joint too, if you remember.
Very good.
He was like, yo, Tyler got the album of the year for now, but Pop about to drop. I was surprised to not hear Pusha. I actually thought when I heard it, I was like, yo, is Pusha going to have a different verse? But say Kanye about to have the album of the year. I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting in that song. Oh, and also I wanted to say this because like at a certain point, but I started to notice it on this song. The mixing seemed a little like just blah. Like I swear, I swear, like the start of the album
was interesting.
So amazing.
I think he rushed it. I think he started rushing things. And this is why we needed to like stop all those tweets and Instagram posts saying, "Hey man, Kanye, where's Donda? Where's Donda?" Because he was probably legit trying to like finish it. And like he probably felt the pressure like being rushed because you can kind of tell towards the end it feels kind of rushed.
Well, it's his fault because he's the one who told us the album's gonna drop 3 months ago. So what do you mean, man?
Yeah, man.
He should have never told us. We never would have rushed him. That's his fault.
My homie just walked in unannounced in the podcast.
Hey, ask Leo what he thought of the album, man.
Homeboy just walked in.
Hey, Leo,
unannounced. Hey man, what you about to say?
Hey, Leo, what'd you think of the album? Over here looking like a damn owl. Yo, why does he look like an owl, bro? And that's a dog.
It's because we haven't bopped him. Lord, I Need You.
I don't remember it.
I don't remember that song. I believe that was the one where he like really pours his heart out, which I can say about 4 or 5 songs, but he really pours his heart out. Like,
yes, okay, but still,
yeah.
You know, look, man, that might actually be indicative of the overall point that we was making, dog, which is the album just kind of gets a little monotonous. Like it just kind of starts sounding a bit the same, like nothing real standing out.
And that's kind of why
big stretch of this album that really, really does that.
Artists all over the globe, I recommend do not do 20 track albums. Do not do 20. It's 26. This one, it's just too much. Like, do you know who actually had a pretty decent album? But he's another person that had like 25 songs. Lil Tecca. I don't know if you heard Lil Tecca's last album. It's actually pretty deep. He has improved immensely. I'm surprised Lil Tecca wasn't on this album.
Lil Tecca has grown on me. He's gotten much better.
Has improved. Anyway, Pure Souls. Don't remember.
No, Pure Souls is fire. This is the one with Roddy Ricch.
Oh yeah.
With the claps. Come on, man.
Yeah, with the clap. I said Roddy Ricch said it sounded like a gospel late at night.
This song is cool though, man. Look, I told you, like I always try to figure it out. How long will it take me to download it? If I do, this one was pretty quick. It was a good song. As soon as Roddy Ricch hit that hook and he was actually singing, I said, nah, man, like this is fine.
It was a good song. I agree. It was one of the better songs. Definitely one of the best standouts.
Yep.
Come to Life.
I'll let you talk about this one because I don't remember it.
I don't remember Come to Life either. Yo, what kind of review is this?
Yo, this is a damn show. What kind of we gypped you guys, man. This is
what kind of review
bait
is this?
And switch.
So here's I am happy.
Bootleg ass review, man. Come on.
I am pretty happy. Though I do want to talk about this song, No Child Left Behind.
Okay.
I got chills listening to No Child Left Behind. Once again, Vori, outstanding.
Give my man Vori
heartwarming performance. And he really shines. So technically, right? This is the last song on the album, technically, because you start to see like okay part 2 and Junior part 2, blah, 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 blah. If this is the last song on the album, he closed it out amazingly. Because I think that it was a very heartfelt, like Kanye doesn't say much, but what he does say, what is he repeats over and over again, which I thought was just, man, that's deep. He's done miracles on me. He just keeps repeating it over and over again. He's done miracles on me. He's done miracles on me. Like, to me, I was like, man, that really hurt my heart, because I'm just not hurt my heart, but that really impacted me, because it's, one thing that I said in the review was I wasn't one that was quick to believe that Kanye was this born again Christian. I was skeptical for years.
I was about to bring that up, by the way.
You know what I mean?
Bring that up.
I was skeptical for years that he was this born again Christian, and we really have to give him kudos because he stayed true to a religious theme on this album. He stayed really true to it, and I just felt like this track kind of solidified that, he is a born again Christian that is really taking this thing seriously. So I thought it was great. I mean, I said it earlier. Just hearing somebody feel saved, whether it's by the Lord, saved by,
The Bell.
saved by the bell, whether they're saved, any form of being saved to me is something we should never overlook or or just kind of like push aside. He was saved. He's been saved. And I thought it was beautiful to hear him say that.
Look, man. Two things. One, I'll say this for the like 10th time in this review. Vori is the truth. I've been saying this for a few years. If you guys, I know this is gonna happen. Y'all gonna go back and listen to Vori's old music. He doesn't have a whole lot. Go listen to the Say EP. Every song is fucking amazing. And I'm not just saying that. Every song is amazing. Anyway, I remember when Jesus is King came out. And you know, we were having that. We had a whole like album review, if you will. And shout out to Vinny Boy, also known as Victor Fox. I remember he was on our episode. We talked about Jesus is King when that joint dropped.
Oh
And,
yeah, I remember
and
that.
remember,
I remember
and
that.
we were kind of going back and forth because I was like, you know what? I'm here for this new Kanye. I think it's genuine. Like that was my position. And I remember you taking a real hard stance on like, you know, Kanye's new role as this religious kind of transformation that he was kind of going through, and you didn't feel like it was authentic. It was like you
I
felt like
didn't.
he was kind of playing with a religion in a way. And I personally disagree because I was just like, man, like if there's anything we know about Kanye, as crazy as he is, and as wacky as he is, we've seen him recreate himself and have different versions of himself every time it's time for a new album.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
Kanye is the type of artist that I actually believe he's really going through transformations while he's making music. I would say the true definition of an artist, somebody who actually is living their truth in their lyrics. Kanye gives me that feel. So I really never questioned the intention behind Kanye West's music all the time. I question how he's marketing it. I question the genuineness and how the rollouts happen. Those are the things I question. The music itself, I don't. So I would say since we're actually basically at the end of this album, that's probably what I will say kind of going into my overall thoughts rather on this project is that he I think he successfully put together a project that I would say, you know, like really told the story of, you know, his mom. I started to understand who Kanye is and why he does certain things and where he's kind of coming from a bit. Like things kind of like the things that were missing for me kind of like were pieced together in a way. Now, I do have a problem with the length of the project. You know, I'm gonna keep saying that. I do have a problem with the fact that, you know, a lot of the songs towards the middle to end of the album didn't really hit, you know, the way the first part of the album did. However, you know, as somebody who listens to music a lot, you know, and same with you, and you guys who are listening as well, if you guys are hearing this, you know, that isn't always a bad thing. You know, there's tons of songs that I'm going to revisit a week from now, 2 weeks from now, a month from now that on first listen didn't really stand out, but ultimately they might end up being some of my favorites like down the line because of the depth that I may have missed early on or just went off that first listen. And you guys keep in mind, I've heard the album twice in a span of like 3 hours. So you too, Q. So like we're giving real fresh ideas, fresh thoughts on like what it is that we feel about this. But I would say overall, man, I'm giving this project a B plus. You know, with the potential to really grow to maybe an A minus. I don't think that this album is perfect. I think the production is basically perfect. I don't think that every song like really achieved what it was intended to achieve though. And with the fact that there were too many forgettable songs for me, that kind of knocks it down a bit in my eyes. Um, Good project though, man. Like really, really good. I
Good
mean,
project.
Kanye is Kanye
Good
at this
project.
stage.
I mean, like, obviously, look, I'm sweating. I'm sweating my ass off. I had a rough morning, guys. I had a very rough morning. I woke up this morning. I was ready to go to the gym. I got a text from somebody that said Kanye, his album came out. I had to kind of listen to it while I was at the gym and piece together thoughts. And, I had a whole bunch of other stuff at the same time going on. I had to kind of like pivot my whole day. But if there was somebody that I would pivot my whole day for, it was Kanye. Because this Donda album it was super duper anticipated, supposed to come out weeks ago and was pump faking every single week. But I would say it was worth the listen. So what I said in my review for the album, I said, I'm content, right? I'm content with the album because I know Kanye is content with the album. And that makes me content. He's such a good music mind that I have trust in the music that he feeds us, right? So even the songs where you say like, yo, it didn't straight, it didn't quite hit for me, it might hit later. Just you got to have trust in the man because his track record, his mind when it comes to music is just too great to me. Like I said, I was a skeptic on a couple things. Let me just put it that way. I was a skeptic on a couple things. I was a skeptic on whether he was a Christian, a born again Christian. He knocked that out for me. I was a skeptic on whether or not he can make good albums anymore. I mean, I liked Life with Pablo, but it wasn't great to me. I liked Ye, but it wasn't great to me. It wasn't. It was barely good to me. The gospel album was pretty good. I mean, but it was not like great. I'm not sure Donda's a great album, but there's elements about Donda that are great. So to say that, can he still make great music? I think so. And this is something that should get you excited for what he got next, right? Another thing that I wasn't quick to believe was artists that still messed with him. Like, we mentioned a couple of things Kanye has said and done in the last couple of years. And remember, the man voted for, or not voted, but the man was supporting Donald Trump. The man was talking about slavery as a choice. The man has just done a lot of shaky things. And so to find out that this many artists still mess with him, that's something that's kind of surprising to me. And it's young, old, legends, not so much legends. Just everybody messes with Kanye. And that's my last takeaway about the album. Some people in this world, it sucks. Some people in this world are just impossible to hate. Everything that I just mentioned Kanye has done, including pump faking with this album. As soon as you just hear his music, it just puts a smile on your face, man. Nothing nothing matters. So many people have argued whether or not Kanye is canceled or whether or not he should be canceled. I've actually been somebody that said, I will never cancel Kanye. Because more than anything, forget about his beliefs, his cocky demeanor. His music is so great. He has such a lovable personality and just kind of lovable persona that, like, I don't think many artists can make music that just make you feel good like Kanye can. There's not many to me. There's not many. Go down the line. Like, I think Kendrick Lamar makes great music. Obviously, A+ for his albums, but his music, I don't walk around feeling like great about myself. Actually, To Pimp a Butterfly, I was depressed for 3 weeks after listening to the album. It's kind of depressing. Kanye's music just feels good. Like, it made me want to go to church again.
I would actually throw Drake in there. When I hear Drake's music, when he puts out the new album,
Drake,
I feel good. Like, I feel
good. Like, you just feel good. I think Kanye, more than anything, this album just makes you feel good about yourself, feel good inside. So I think that was the biggest takeaway from me. It was a blast. I had a blast reviewing this album, and I can't say that all the time. Like, I've reviewed thousands of albums, and this is one of the few that I had a blast reviewing.
Yeah,
it came easy.
It was a great listen. Like I said, I heard it a few times. I'm definitely gonna check it out more after, even you and I talking about this right now. I'm sure you guys listening, if you've made it this far into this review and you disagree with anything that we've said, make sure you drop that in the comments. Make sure you hit us up on social media, ill-advised wise guys on basically every platform. And let us know, man. Like, I think that with an album this highly anticipated, with an album this highly anticipated, we need to have some conversations as a community, and we really need to like sit with this. Like, we need to see. I want to know what y'all think. Like, it's important for us to really digest collectively what it is that we just heard. Like, is this something that we can anoint and really like prop up and say this is some of Kanye's best work? Are you guys? Did some of you guys not even listen to the album because he's still canceled in your book? Because I know people personally who are like, I'm not rocking with Kanye anymore. Period.
I heard.
Are they right or wrong? I don't know. Like, it's not my perspective. I don't personally care. He's changed my opinion. I was annoyed at him for many times. But when it comes to music, I'm always going to press play because I don't take it personal. And with an artist this legendary, it's I feel compelled in a way to really see what he's coming with all the hype. The man has sold out 3 or 4 different stadiums playing this album for people before this joint dropped. They said Kanye made almost $10 million over the course of like those performances. I'm like, bro, what? KanyeWest is such an innovator. Like, nobody has done that. Nobody's done
genius.
That.
It's a genius.
You know? And I think that Kanye is going to open up the floodgates for people to do what he was doing. Now, be careful, guys, because if you're not even remotely on Kanye West level, you may not be able to pull that off. However,
I mean,
playing your new album in front of a crowd of people that support you, that idea is genius. And it was right in front of everybody's nose and eyes, but nobody was really doing it.
Listen, I'm gonna say something.
Man,
say something. That's a great, well said, by the way. I'm gonna say this. This needs to be said. Kanye is the greatest. I'm gonna leave it at hip hop musician of all time to me. I know what I said. He is the greatest hip hop musician of all time, and I've always felt this way. I know we've talked about top 5 rappers. I don't think he's a top 5 rapper. I don't think he's a top 5 whatever producer. I think he is the greatest music mind ever in hip hop, and one of the greatest music minds in music. Point blank. Period. Like, yes, absolutely. I love what Drake does. I love what all these people do, but if I'm being honest, Kanye. Let me just say from a personal note. From a personal note,
Kanye.
From a personal
note,
I was gonna say from it's a not personal, even close. From a personal note, Kanye is the greatest music mind of all time in all genres for me. Like, I think what Kanye does from a musical standpoint is so next level great. Like, so next level great. When he plays orchestrator, when he plays rapper, when he plays whatever, he is on a level by himself when it comes to making music. He's on a level by it. I can't think of anybody better. When you throw out the Michael Jacksons of the world, Michael Jackson was great, but Michael Jackson had Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones was a huge influence on his music. Kanye has himself. And to be able to like cook up these super well constructed songs. Think about like the stuff, like just adding little stuff. Even Leo agrees. Adding little stuff like, orchestras and, stuff ballerinas would like, it's amazing to me. Only artist that blows me away, Kanye West.
Yo, look, man. I think we've given the people a very in-depth, I would say, look into the new album by Kanye. There's not many artists, to be honest with you, that can like literally overhaul our show. Like, I'll be honest. Like, do I feel like having a 2-hour long episode about a Lil Baby album? Absolutely not. You will never get that on this show unless Lil Baby turns into the next version of Jay-Z. I'm just saying, you won't get it. Like, the fact that we've done this for this long, I'm telling you, that says a whole lot. But like I said before, you guys let us know what you think. Send us a DM, email us, get in contact with us. Let us know what you thought about the album. I believe we're at the end of the show, Q. As always, if you are giving advice, make sure that mother sucker is ill.
Yes, sir.
Ill.
What? Oh, ill or ill?
I just wanted to say ill again, man.